Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy. And we'll take a look at the past energies, present energies, future energies. And after all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Nine of Arrows. So this is actually Gemini energy here. It usually represents an energy of having anxiety, possibly losing sleep. On this deck in particular, what always stands out to me is we see the 8 arrows on the wall there. So it makes me think of the eight of arrows energy, which is that energy in traditional tarot, for example, is the woman standing with the blindfold. Seems like she can't move forward, right? It's like self-imprisonment, basically. And then here, what stands out to me is like it's like this angelic type figure reaching out with another arrow for her. So I feel like this could just be saying that, subconsciously you might be getting signs that you should reach out to this person and communicate with them, or wherever you were in the past, I should say. But for whatever reason, it looks like there's some resistance around that. Um, Interestingly enough, too, I didn't notice that before, but inside that box looks like there's smoke rising from that. So I don't know if that means like you've been holding back some passion toward them or something along those lines. But yeah, it looks like you guys have probably been getting nudged from the universe to reach out to this person, but for whatever reason, you might not have done so. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Seven of Chalices, which is Scorpio energy. So this could definitely be your energy on the right side, like I mentioned. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is Aries energy. So Seven of Cups energy usually represents an energy of confusion, not necessarily seeing the situation clearly. If we take this artwork in particular into consideration, it looks like they might have actually, made a move toward you, I feel, but, with that turtle that we see in the bottom right corner there too could just be saying that the energy was moving really slow between the two of you. And I feel like this is saying they might have kept the faith that you would come back around, but I feel like there might have been some skepticism on their part, because like I said, again, if we think about traditional tarot, Seven of Cups definitely represents that confused energy. So obviously if you're in this energy where you're not necessarily communicating to them as far as what you're feeling, and they end up confused, right? I feel like this is saying they were probably patiently waiting for you to come back around, but I don't necessarily see that you were. All right. In the present position on your side, we have the Seven of Coins, which is Taurus energy, and the Prince of Staves, which is the equivalent of the Knight of Wands, which is Sag energy. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you're really focused on finances. As far as, for you guys, Sagittarius is your second house of finances, and you guys are going to have that full moon eclipse there coming up. So obviously that could be a focus of a primary focus for you guys right now. But another way I could see this too with that Seven of Pentacles energy. Technically speaking, in this deck, it has a pretty positive interpretation, but what always stands out to me with the artwork is we see the woman is kind of looking at looks like a young boy, right? So I feel like this could just be saying that you might have been considering if you wanted to continue to invest in the connection because maybe you felt like there was a difference in the maturity level between the two of you. And if that's the case, it could just be saying, especially looking at the body language of this person, you guys might have decided to leave the connection altogether. That's what I'm seeing there. All right, and present energy on their side, we have the Ten of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here, and definitely does look like an ending would have taken place between the two of you. So to me, this is kind of confirming that for the majority of you, it looks like you might have just actually walked away from the connection. Like I said, possibly because you didn't necessarily see the long-term potential for it. Now, I still feel like you probably didn't communicate that. For some of you, you might have already entered into another connection, and maybe they're aware of that because if we look in the background, we see the two people over there. So, obviously this looks like they're definitely disappointed, but it does look like an ending took place between the two of you, or will, I should say, since that's in a present position. future position on your side, we have power. So this is the equivalent of the emperor in traditional tarot. So on the one hand, this could just be saying that, maybe this is you guys in a totally new connection, right? Because like I said, if you felt like, oh, this person's not at the maturity level I'm looking for, I don't see the potential to build something serious with this person, then you end up leaving. Could just be saying that this is you guys in a whole new connection. For some of you, though, this could just be saying that this is you actually making an effort toward them, given that at least body language they're pointed towards the cards on their side. So, it could go either way. Now, especially for you guys, you got to keep in mind, too, Aries energy is your sixth house. So that is an energy of putting in work, right? Daily routines. So for some of you, could just be coming to that realization that, hey, okay, it's easy for me to criticize them, but was I putting in effort, right? Was I putting in work? Was I expressing what I needed, what I expected in the connection, right? So it could be one of those things where it could just be coming through as a realization for you guys, and you're actually putting in the effort to put in the work. But yeah, like I said, for others of you, this could just be you in a totally new connection. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the devil, which is Capricorn energy, and the hermit in reverse, which is Virgo energy. So to me, this could just be saying that, they could just be pursuing new connections on the one hand, because again, if we look at their body language pointed away from the cards on your side, and then the hermit in reverse, hermit in the upright usually represents staying in a solitary energy, just really reflecting. So for some of you, could just be saying that, they might have been, or given that this is in the future position, they will process the ending eventually and finally just move forward to pursue a new connection. For others of you, this could just be actually them expressing their desire for you too, because in the upright, we see a guy just, kind of sitting there, and then there's two people actually, enjoying themselves in the background, and that could have been them withholding, again, maybe they were holding back their passion for you, and now with the devil energy showing up here with this in reverse, it's saying that they're no longer doing that. So yeah, it really could go either way. For some of you, this is saying that the two of you are going to actually put in that effort with each other in the future. I do feel like there's going to be at least the appearance of an ending in the present before that happens, though. Could just be as simple as the Mercury retrograde energy, right? We're going to be in eclipse season, so all kinds of crazy things could happen around that time, but that's what I'm seeing there. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Two of Arrows. So this is Libra energy here, which for you guys is your 12th house. So similar vibe to what I see with the Nine of Arrows, right? Because we see that angel figure again. Looks like they're trying to get her attention, just like in the picture there, right? Now with the Two of Arrows, could just be saying, you really just might have been indecisive around the situation, stuck in your head around it, since Libra energy is 12th house for you guys. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it feels like for a lot of you, you really just might have to really trust what you're getting intuitively. So like I said, if you keep getting signs, synchronicities, if you're dreaming about this person or whatever the case may be, it could just be really nudging you to at the very least, communicate, right? Because if you haven't communicated what your needs are yet or what the issues are with the connection, then it's kind of on you if it doesn't work at that point. If you have, on the other hand, if you've totally told them everything and they're just not getting it, then yeah, understandable if you wanted to walk away at that point, right? And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Emperor. So similar energy, obviously the same card that you guys have in the future position. So this could just be saying that they're actually coming into that energy as well. But for some of you, again, like I said, you got to keep in mind, could be one of those things. All right, this is probably going to be for a small percentage of you, but given what I'm seeing here, it could be one of those things where you might have wanted them to, be more assertive in the past, right? Given what we see in the present position there. And then it's like, okay, but then they do so, but then you're also operating in the masculine energies, and then there's another clash there, So it's like you got to make up your mind. It's like, all right, well, if you want them to bring the masculine energy, you got to be in the feminine, or vice versa, you know what I mean? So could just be saying that could be causing a disconnect for you guys too. All right, so we'll see what the oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, so what I'm going to be looking for is just some jumpers. First, unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. If I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, we'll just move on to the next deck, but sometimes we get additional messages here. All right, nothing coming up there, so we'll see if we get any from them to you now. Yep, actually got a few that came up, so there's going to be a lot going on there. All right. Let's see what we got. It'd be interesting to see if all of them would resonate with the main spread, but we'll see what we get. All right. First, we have listen. It says, I'm telling you the truth. You can trust my words. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know how much communication there is going on. That seems to be a big problem between the two of you, quite frankly. But could just be saying if they did come forward to you in the past and you were like really skeptical, especially if, like I said, if you are getting signs from behind the scenes, like I said, whether it be dreams or synchronicities that tell you that you should trust this person, then that would just kind of seem to support that. All right. Let's see. We have lessons. I didn't know what I had until you were gone. Lesson learned. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In a way, it seems like it definitely does look like you guys are leaving in the present, and obviously, it looks like there's disappointment there. But I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, that resonates with you guys too. All right, we have walls. I feel like I can't get through to you. Please let me in. That definitely put this right here. Yeah, that definitely fits the past. This, like I said, looks like it could fit here. The only thing that seemed a little bit weird about this one to me is it does at least seem like they were putting in the effort. You know, it seems like you guys kind of weren't. So I don't know. But at the very least, this looks like the past for sure. This looks like the present. This one also, like I said, I feel like if they did communicate to you in the past and you were just skeptical to see that fitting in the past. Okay, we have gentle. I'm staying away from you because the last thing I want to do is hurt you. Okay. Yeah, you know, I could say that maybe that would fit too, you know, as far as if they did reach out to you, right, and it felt like you were in that Nine of Swords energy, like really kind of guarded and blocked off. I can see that, you know, where they might just say, oh, okay, like I was mentioning with that Three of Wands energy, all right, now cards all over the place. But with the Three of Wands energy, could be one of those things where maybe they're like, okay, Scorpio clearly has their walls up. Let me give them some space, right? Maybe they're going through something. And then that could have backfired on them somehow because it looks like you guys are just leaving altogether. So interesting. I mean, yeah, like I said, in a way, they really do, for the most part, resonate with the main spread here. The lessons one was the only thing that seemed a little off. I mean, I guess for some of you, it is possible that they were the ones that really did do something dumb in the past and then you left, but that's that. So hopefully at least one of those resonated with you guys, and then we'll pull Wisdom of the Oracle card and see what this has to say. So we're just going to get one card here. I did pre-shuffle this deck as well, but we're just going to get one card with general advice, and we'll wrap up. Alright, so nothing's coming up, so I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card. So give me a few seconds to tune in and we'll pull one. Okay. Let's see what we got. Alright, we have Fork in the Road. There's the artwork. And the number is 13, which actually your major arcana card in tarot is 13, so it could definitely be a connection there, but let's see what it says. Interesting that this card came up too, because I was saying it feels like a 50-50 energy as far as some of you guys are just going to be in a totally new connection, others of you are actually going to put the effort in with this person, but see what it says. It says, time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. The Oracle's message. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So, interesting message there. That message definitely brings me back to what I was feeling with, like I said, seeing that angel symbolism in the Nine of Arrows and also in the Two of Arrows, where it feels like, you might be getting these signs behind the scenes, but for whatever reason, you might be having difficulty in trusting them. So, hopefully that resonated with you guys. And the relationship message says you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. So, hopefully that resonated with you guys too. The whole thing about investing made me think of that Seven of Coins energy. Like I said, for a lot of you, it does look like the Prince of Staves just because his body language was pointed away. I feel like for probably the majority of you guys are going to leave the connection in the present. Whether you come back in the future or not, I can't tell for sure. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.